Get the cake right to the sight sex. Leave the fire and the roof styles. Up on the grind like we're chasing the stars. From Millmore to Do Valley, we've come so far. Talk about legends, yeah, we know the score. Ronnie and Bobby, we remember you more. From the highs of the Wembley fight to losing our trousers, still we ignite. Red and white with the pride, we're never gonna bow. Fighting like middlemen, hear the roar now. We're middlemen, we stand up tall. Through ups and downs, we give it all. From Millmore to Do Valley.
Right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the #1 Rotherham United podcast and your latest instalment of Midweek Millers. Now, it's going to be probably a fiery one today. Obviously, a lot's happened since we last spoke on Monday, and we will go through everything. The Burton result, what's been said on social media, on local radio, and we will also review the Doncaster Rovers game, which is obviously a massive game, not only for league positions, but South Yorkshire rivalry as well. Now, I have currently got two guests, and I'm expecting a third, but he's not on at the minute, so hopefully he joins later on. But Mr. Rowley, as he is now called, to my right. Hello, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not Rowley. They see me rolling. Listen, looking forward to the show, Dave. Great to have you on as well. Pasco, Pete. So, yeah, it's a good show. Thank you. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, no problem. And Pete is here again, the calm man in the studio. Welcome, Pete. You okay?
Yeah, all good, Bez. Could be better, but it's not any better, is it? We're in the same position next on Saturday, aren't we?
No.
So, yeah.
And we've got Mr. Tiny himself, who was there, and I ignored at the game. I'm only joking. But yeah, Tiny, how are you, matey?
All right, Paul. I'm all right. Cheers. Calm down a bit from game, but Saturday, big game. Probably biggest game we've had for like 10 or so years, I'd say. So I'd put it up there as a massive game. If we don't perform in that game, that stadium is gonna erupt. It's gonna erupt.
It won't be nice, but we'll come on to Doncaster a little bit later on. Just a couple of comments first. Mr. Tom Brown, this will be interesting. Yeah, it will be. You're on football heaven, Tom, so your disguise didn't work that well, I don't think, Tom. It sounds like a lot of people knew who you were. Any thoughts on that, Tom?
Yeah.
You're being blown, I mean.
Football heaven is an interesting show. It's like the Jeremy Kyle show, but worse. So listen, I was on there, yeah, but I'm not Rowley.
You're not Rowley. Not Rowley. Okay. And Tom said Hamshaw must have the most about managing that history. Cannot believe he's still actually here. Actually, I can. Yeah. And it is. We're in a difficult situation, aren't we, Tom, at the minute? David Clarkson, the best hardcore pod. Well done, lads. Thank you, David, for your words. So before we get into this, I just wanted to kind of discuss what's happened on social media, local radio, over the last week. Evening, Danny, hope you're well. And things that what I don't really get. And, we've had, a lady who phoned up Football Heaven, I think it was yesterday, a lady called Joyce, who was part of the Rotherham United Supporters Club. She said that she went to every single game, which is great. And she really couldn't, she admitted that she was part of the kind of happy clapper group, and that's all well and good. If you go to a game and all you try and be is positive, that's absolutely brilliant. But one thing that concerns me, and I feel this myself, is mental health and Rotherham United causing issues with mental health. Now, there'll be fans out there who their life revolves around Rotherham United, That's all. They go to work Monday to Friday, and they go to it just so they can go to the Rotherham game at the weekend and hopefully have a good day or good weekend. And the fact that Rotherham are losing is one thing. Obviously, you can't help sometimes when you're losing game after game, and we're used to it because we've lost a lot of games in the last 2 or 3 years. But I think what gets me is that it does seem like the football club don't actually care about these fans, and I just find it really, really concerning. You've got people like Rob Staten who gets involved and is telling us what we can do and what we can't do. I actually thought that on Tuesday, the Rotherham United fans were absolutely brilliant and they got everything spot on. And what I mean by that is that there were no real booing or having got players in that first half, I didn't think. And this is where I think that Joyce was wrong. I didn't see anyone have a go at Dawson. Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen because Dawson did react and he has reacted a few times before. So I'm not saying it happened, but it can't have been too loud and obvious because, where we were, we didn't hear it. So Rotherham fans, Rotherham fans have been patient for about 5 years. Away games, we must have only won 5 or 10% of our away games in the last 5 years if you exclude the last promotion, which I think was 5 years ago. So I would say that Rotherham fans have been extremely patient, and it showed again on Tuesday. The fans got behind the team for at least, I think, 70 minutes. Yes, there was the odd song where they were singing or they were like allaying when they had the ball, a bit of sarcasm. I get that. But for the first half, they were definitely supporting. They were definitely trying to get behind the team and the manager. It was only at the end when they lost the game, or towards the end, where the fan did turn, and it was quite loud. So I actually think that the Rotherham United fans have been quite patient, and it does frustrate me when people like Rob Staten, I've just got his tweet here. I can't do it. I'm not allowed on screen. I'm just going to read it out myself. Now, he's took a photo of the stats at half time, right? And he's saying that Burton are winning 1-0. They've had slightly more possession. Both teams have had 4 shots, right? And I find it interesting that he's cut off any stat below that. All it's got is the fact there were 4 shots. Now, everyone knows that stats don't always mean that how well you've done at football. A game you watch live can be completely different to stats. So putting stats up is irrelevant, really. And he basically says, I appreciate how this will go down. Let's do it anyway. This is a close game. Burton fighting for everything. It's 4 shots each. The goal came after a complete mistake and fell kindly to their player. The way end have since booed every misplayed pass. And I'm telling you, that is tough. That is completely wrong. Apart from a small period where the fans were allaying sarcastically when Rotherham were passing it around, there was no real booing. There was a little bit of booing at half time, but you expect that because you're losing game. And it just really winds me up. Now, Tiny, I'm going to come to you first because you were at the game. I don't know where you were stood or sat. I think if you watch your YouTube video, you're at the side. Have I got that right? You're sat at the side. So what were your thoughts? I want to ask you about the fans first because, as I said, I felt the fans were patient and I felt they had every right to boo the team at the end of the game, which they did. So what were your thoughts on that? Yeah, Tiny.
So I started the game a bit crowded, to be fair. Yeah, started game in middle. I was like in crowd chanting. Thought we could do it. First 5 minutes actually looked promising. I thought we had a few chances. Yeah, we should take them chances really. But mention Burton, solid defensive unit, solid. It took West Ham, 105, 103 minutes to break them down. But they were a really solid side then. But that's no excuse for that last 20 minutes when we were pushing the game, when this is a game that we need to get something out of. At this point, we're 5 points behind everyone else because a few other teams were winning who didn't go on to win. You'd be thinking they'd be throwing kitchen sink at it, but they weren't. And it was just really poor it towards ending. The fans were good until the last 20 because we thought we're not even at we're not even putting effort into loose shots, which were just swallowed up by Burton keeper. But I saw a really good tweet from a neutral perspective. Gabe Sutton, he's an up and coming journalist, I believe. This was a tweet. So he put 7 out of 10 display from Burton, 2 out of 10 from Rotherham. He says he resents the simplest culture of individual scapegoating in football, but there can be 99 reasons for poor performance besides management. I have sympathy for Matt Hamshaw. All right, I don't, but that's my opinion at the end of the day. It ain't easy to hit Rotherham.
That's
Gabriel, which is fair enough. Upstairs, it's very poor.
It's Gabriel Sutton, isn't it, Tiny? Gabriel Sutton.
Yeah, Gabriel Sutton.
Yeah.
But he did go on to mention there was no determination, fight, or spirit that should have been a hot Rotherham United side. Over the years, like, we have been that side, haven't we? That at Port 1, we used to score bags of last-minute goals. We'd always be that side. We wouldn't be best side in league, but we got promoted because we were fittest side in league. We always had extra legs than other sides around us. But under clueless big boy, he's not got. Oh, what do they do in training? What do they actually do in training? Because I have no idea. Like, people slated Evans. People are still slating Evans, blaming it on Evans. Easiest way to go in it. Blaming probably one of the best managers clubs ever had. Behind Ronnie Moore. Probably took us from nothing in League 2 to keeping us in the Championship. Albeit second season in Championship. He did go to Leeds, but who would blame him? He's upped his wages and he's trebled them. Who was doing it at the time?
Yeah.
Obviously got sacked, but let's not forget, before he left, he did end on a 2-game win in a row win, and it just makes you think what could happen. So obviously we had a poor start to the season, but maybe that was a turning point. Obviously, Lord Neil, God bless him, saved us at the end. And what a comeback that was. But
yeah, so let's just right, Tom. I want to come to you. So I know Ty's got into the viewing the game a little bit there, which I'm going to come to later on. But just going back to what I was saying at the start around mental health and affecting fans, and the worry is the world at the minute goes through this. Mental health is a massive thing now. 20, 30 years ago, it wasn't an issue, and it is a big thing now. And the fact that Rotherham United don't really seem to care is a massive concern. So my question to you is, A, does it affect yourself when Rotherham are doing what they're doing? And B, do Rotherham United need to do better when it comes to looking after the supporters?
Yeah, it's a loaded question, Dave. Listen, right. Obviously, I live here in another country. Well, I live in the United Kingdom, but I live in another country. This team currently is severely affecting my mental health because I'll tell you something now. What I'm finding baffling is that the people that are in charge of my pride and pleasure are making the really incorrect decisions as things were. And obviously yourself, Dave, and Tiny, who go home and away, blah, 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 spend your money, all that sort of stuff. In a weird way, I'd kill to be in your position, but I can't be because obviously I live, 4 hours away. But I mean, at the same time, I can't.
But you could though, Tom. Sorry, just one. But Tom, do you not? So you still watch the games, don't you? You still watch them on,
of course,
whatever it is. So surely you're working on a Tuesday. Do you not think, I can't wait to get to that weekend because I can watch Rotherham and Doncaster? Like, does that ever cross your mind in the week, or does it not because you're not attending games?
Honestly, right. If we're playing Tuesday, Saturday, whatever, I'm like, get on. There's something to look forward to, right? But now, wow, because I just don't have faith in the ownership or the manager or whatever. I've got a massive disconnect with a certain part of our fan base because I don't know what planet they're on, and it makes me really quite upset because I don't know. I don't know. Dave, honestly, it affects me, mate. And I can't imagine how much it affects you, pal, going, as it were.
Yeah, as I said, it does, and it's not. I'll come to you, Pete, next. Again, before we go on to the Burton game, it's just I want to kind of touch on this, the mental health thing. It does affect me, and look, it's like it doesn't affect me enough for me to do anything about it. But I'm sure there are people out there who it does affect that much. Now, if Rotherham United did sack the manager on Wednesday, and they brought in a new manager, regardless of who it is, and it was someone you didn't like, Pete, would you almost think, Joe, what? I'm happy we've got a new manager because Hamshaw's not here, and I'll try and get behind this manager, even though you might not like him. Do you think that would help in, us fans, if you like, trying to get behind a manager when it comes to just watching Rotherham?
Yeah, can you remember when Evans come back last year? Yeah, get us all lifting it. Get us all lift. I thought, yes, brilliant. This it needs the same happening now because there's no atmosphere in ground anymore. It's done. Sorry, go on, Pete. Sorry. I like you and Tiny. I used to go all over Ronnie Moore days, Steve Evans, Paul Warne. I went home and away. I used to live for it. Now I couldn't care less, to be honest. I had season ticket last year. I didn't renew because it's a shambles, isn't it? I'm not paying my money. No chance. I'll go to our game. Obviously, if there were a new manager in for Saturday, I'll say my nights, Friday night, I would actually get up early and go to the game. Because he's in charge, I ain't going. Not a chance. I'd rather stay in then, mate.
I've said myself on Twitter that I don't think I'm going to go. I mean, I will decide myself Saturday morning, to be honest. Obviously, I've got a season ticket, but I don't know if I'm going to go, to be honest, or not. Let me ask it now. I have asked this question before on previous podcasts, and I'll stay with yourself, Pete. Right. So why? Right. We all obviously don't want Hamshaw to be here, and a lot of Rotherham fans have kind of moved on to that. They want Rotherham. They want Hamshaw to go as well. Okay. So what do you think the reasons are why Matt Hamshaw has been given this opportunity? And why he's kind of been backed longer than any other manager almost in the whole world. What could it be at the club to say, we want Hamshaw to stay no matter what? Like, what could it be?
I reckon if it weren't for this Phil Smith bloke, it'd have been sacked a few weeks back. Because he's coming in all these interviews, we're backing him. They're not going to sack him after an interview like that, either. So obviously, we're going to back him. They're not going to sack him because he's going to look stupid. So that's why he's still here. If it weren't for Phil Smith, I reckon they'd have got rid of him. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, I can't disagree with that. And this is the thing. When we reviewed the interview, this is what we were trying to say. I know it's a hard question. Like Rob Staten asked the question about Matt Hamshaw, but he could have given like a diplomatic answer, and he didn't, did it? And what makes me laugh is I've seen other social media outlets, podcasts, etc., say that he is media savvy. Well, I would say the complete opposite. He's the complete opposite of that, and he shouldn't have said that. Right, I'll move on. I know, Tanya, you've already kind of gone through your review of the Burton game. So, Tom, I'm going to come back to you. Burton Albion finished Burton 1, Rotherham United 0, as you know. I know you gave your review after the game live. So just sum up if you can, as quickly as you can. Just stats-wise, possession was 52% Rotherham, 48 Burton, 12 shots apiece, 4 on target for Rotherham, 3 on target for Burton. Their XG was just under 1 goal. Ours was 0.59. So thoughts quickly, Tom, on the game.
Well, do you know what? Bez inadvertently just reviewed it. We were shocking. We were honking. Not one player in that team had a good game. As soon as they went 1-0 up, it was curtains, to be honest with you. Jamal Baptiste, who I've rated very highly this season, forgot how to kick a ball. I thought Harry Gray, personally, did all right. He was trying to get the ball. He was trying, but he also wasn't great. Reece James should never be able to take a corner again for the club. Listen, Burton were organised, and Pete said it on Monday Night Millers. Their manager, Bowyer, will have targeted that game. Get them organised. We're at home. Get them organised. Just play simple football, right? And we will come away with points, as it were. So, listen, I believe, and I know yourself and Tiny were at the game, I believe that was a given for Burton. Massive given for Burton. So, listen, we're going to Doncaster, but that was an absolutely shambolic display. The players didn't know where they needed to play. Everybody was out of position. It was bloody awful. Bloody awful is my honest opinion.
Right, no, that's fine. Right, let's just quickly go through some comments. So, Tom Swift, can we discuss if Hamshaw goes, who's actually out there, who's better? Did some searching and made that work. There are no standouts, to be honest. Now, I'll come to you, Tiny, on this one, because we do get this question quite a lot, where a lot of fans who like Hamshaw and want to keep him. The reason they want to keep him is because they say there's no one out there who's better. Whereas obviously we all disagree. So Tiny, what would your answer be to that one? And if you've got a name, who would be your favourite for the next job? Or who would you like as the next manager of Rotherham United?
Well, I mean, there is a few. I mean, obviously not in the free agents market. If we're willing to spend, I mean, I would have said Skabala. It'd have to be Skabala from Lincoln.
Is that realistic? Is that realistic in your opinion?
Not at all. But a realistic option for me, who even is it? I mean,
Gary Leicester, isn't he?
Yeah, that were going to be a not take for me. But who is it?
A lot of people like Hartel. I don't, but a lot of people like Hartel.
Yeah, you got a point, but still bottom at league with Crew won it last time you were here in this league. And I don't think, to be fair, I believe he has said in interviews he won't take the Rotherham job.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Because we were after him a few years ago, if I remember correctly. You know, after Paul Warren left, I think he was one of options.
Oh, right, okay.
Actually, that brings me back now to something that I'm going to say. You may think I'm stupid here, but Matt Taylor's available. I'd take him back tomorrow.
I would have a Hamshaw, yeah.
I don't think he'd come. I think I think Matt Taylor's probably... I think we probably wounded him, and he won't. I don't think he'd want to come back, especially
I think Taylor's made his bed. Sadly, Tiny.
Yeah, you've got a point.
He's criticised the club, hasn't he? So
yeah,
they can't go back. They can't go back.
No.
And it all comes down to, trust me, there's managers out there, right? There's assistants at top clubs in the Premier League, the Championship, abroad, you name it, right? And coaches who are looking for that step to get into English football. They all want to be in English football. However, we've got a bloke who was our third in line person, or bid boy as Lee would call him. Cone collector was a new one the other day. Letting run our football club as his first gig. So, listen, I think if we cut the ties, and I think I'm not going to go into it yet, but I think the club made a massive error not pulling the trigger Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. However, we'll get on to that. Back to you, Bez.
I have got a name. I don't
Go on,
know if it's realistic
I was going
or
to
not.
come to you. So, Pete, just quickly,
Yeah.
I was actually going to come to you. I was going to say, so Matt Hamshaw gets sacked on Monday. Who would you be going for, realistically?
It come to me earlier. Russell Martin.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
I've got Southampton promoted out Championship. I know he didn't do very good at Rangers, but
yeah, he changed the style of football.
Exactly.
That is for sure. That's interesting because Russell Martin, obviously, he's been at bigger clubs and he probably does need to rebuild his career. So maybe he would come. I don't know. Right, let's look at some more comments. I'm all for backing the team and manager, but it's 29 games and it's utter dross. We have no identity or style. We pay money to entertain. And again, there's loads of reasons why we all want Hamshaw to go, but this is one of them. Like, what I was stood there at Burton. What style are we trying to play? Like, are we trying to play long ball, direct, into the corners, press? Like, what are we trying to do? Pete, I'm asking you that. Well, what do you think we're trying to do? Seriously.
Obviously, at Burton, we're just kicking it long. We've got Gray and Nomby up top. If you're going to play that, you play Jordan Hugo, don't you? You don't kick ball up to too small. Well, Nomby's not small, but they're not physical enough to play a long ball. I just don't know what style. I'm still, I don't know now. I couldn't tell you.
Neil Brinton, it seems not just Hamshaw needs to go. Stuart needs to sell the club before it's too late. It's like that movie Titanic, yeah. And you know what? I actually said this, didn't I, a few weeks ago now. In fact, it might have been a few months ago. And I'm concerned that this football club won't just go down to League Two. They could end up going down to the conference. And I believe that more than ever now. And especially if they're going to stick with Hamshaw as well. Does that worry you, Tom? Or do you think there's no chance the football club will ever go down to the National League?
Well, I'll come back. The decision-making by certainly the hierarchy is questionable. And now they've brought in a non-executive director in Phil Smith, who puts himself out to, different media outlets saying that, here we go. The philosophy is brilliant. The DNA will be back and all that sort of stuff. And you know what, Phil? I hope you're right, mate. But trust me, it smells rotten. It smells absolutely rotten. Because, listen, I think, and I keep saying this, I think Mr. Smith has done more harm than good in the last week or so. So, yes, I'm very concerned about going to the National League.
Well, I'm sorry, Todd, you just kind of made me think of something then as well. Because we ran a poll, didn't we? I think it was a couple of days ago about Hamshaw and about would you want him gone? And when we ran the poll 3 months ago, I think the majority was still Hamshaw in. I'm sure they were. Whereas now, I think 80% were Hamshaw out. So what are you concerned? I'll ask you, Ty, this one. Are you concerned that Phil Smith, I'm concerned that Phil Smith doesn't seem to know what the fans are thinking, because he's gone out and said how good a job Hamshaw's doing and he's good at this and good at that. But 80% of the fans are actually wanting him sacked. So is that concerning to you that we've brought in this new guy? I get he's not being paid. I get that. But we've brought in this new guy and he has no idea what the Rotherham United fans are thinking and what they want. Does that worry you, Tiny?
Yeah, very much so. And you know what else worried me? The fact he came in all big-headed straight away saying, I've been a fan of this club for 50 years. I've seen it all, me, this, that, and over. And I'm watching that interview. I'm just thinking, just shut up. Honestly, just shut up. You're just trying to make false promises, get fans out there. And I think it is very worrying. If he gets his hands on this club, which he said he ain't going to, but if he gets his hands on this club, which I'm guessing he does want to, but he said he ain't, but if he gets his hands on this club, as I've said, we will be in the conference for the first time in the club's history.
Wow.
We weren't in the conference when we had -17. we didn't drop. In fact, I was saying to my father the other day, imagine if we had this squad when we were on -17, would have been gone by this time.
It's funny because that Tidy Joe, the manager of that team, was he's actually my favourite ever Rotherham manager, Mark Robbins. He was the one. And I think Mark Robbins did a better job than you think, Anyway, that's for another day, that one. Let's get back to some comments. Kaylee Wilson, he should get sacked after Doncaster game. That clown should get sacked weeks ago. And it is worst terrible season of the close players we got. Yeah, so he's having to go with, should get sacked after the Donny game, should have been sacked before. And he's obviously, or she's having to go at the players as well. So can't disagree. Should have been sacked after Huddersfield or Blackpool at home. Yeah, I agree. Ian Bez, I read an article in the Yorkshire Post Wednesday where Hamshaw himself appears to be baffled by the fact he's still in the job. And do you know what does worry me, actually? I mean, I do know what is my dad, obviously. I do know what he's article is referring to, and this is what concerns me. A lot of Rotherham fans, including myself, are saying, Matt, if you really are a Rotherham fan, you should resign. I've heard that line a few times. Now, he's not going to resign. Why would you resign? If you resign, you get nothing from the club. If you get sacked, you get 100 grand, 50 grand. This is not a small amount of money. It's a massive payout. And that's why no manager in the right mind will resign unless you've already got loads of money. You don't need the money. And I think that Hamshaw is almost waiting on that, It does seem to be a little bit that he's given up and that he's wanting just a payout. What do you think of that, Pete?
Yeah, totally agree. He wants a payout. He's not just going to walk, is he? Well, they left last time we warned, didn't it, him and Warrington? They left last time, then they just jumped shit with Paul Warren, so...
More money that way, weren't it? Yeah.
They're not going to leave on a card, are they? They want to pay off.
Ty, what were you going to say then? You were going to say something then, weren't you?
Yeah. I was going to say, you know what? It's Donny at home Saturday is actually giving me the same sort of vibe as Crawley at home last season. I think he'll chuck the game. If he wants this payout, he's going to chuck the game on Saturday. I think he's been trying to chuck games for the last few weeks, to be honest. Fans have we've given him help. We've tried helping him. We've said like Lincoln at home, we didn't play back three. We played four. We played with a back four, and look, we spanked him. We played him off in Park. I don't believe we have a crap squad. We have a good squad here. That's what I believe. I believe he's just letting the squad down by being stubborn, sticking to this back three, which I believe he's trying to chuck games. Obviously, he got a bit of luck, didn't he, around November time with his draws. But even then, I'm still thinking.
I still say, I was the only one at the time who was saying that we were picking up these wins, but I felt we were picking up quite luckily. And, I was the only one, and Tom will back me up. I was the only one on the podcast who was kind of seeing the performance and thinking, we've got lucky there. These players' quality have got them out of it's got the manager out of a mess kind of thing. I have to say, Ty, that's a massive accusation saying that he is throwing games. Yeah, I think, I don't think he'd be throwing games as such. I would think he's just lost interest, in my opinion, and he's not putting as much effort in, is what I'd say. Go on, Tiny.
I mean, let's be honest, he knows he's got no chance for another job when he leaves here, apart from Tom. So why would he walk with no? So, I mean, Maltby Main might take him on or Parkgate, but what's that, £50 a game?
Callum, the people defending Hamshaw believe there's no same people who threw insults at Evans. And I'm going to just talk about this because I know Tom has mentioned this to me as well when we were kind of in the lobby before the podcast. And I have to say, it's frustrating. Like, I see myself as someone who, when a manager gets a job, whether I like them or not, I'm prepared to give that manager the same chance. It doesn't matter who it is. And I openly admitted that I didn't want Hamshaw in the first place. So I didn't want him, mainly because I believed he weren't a Rotherham fan. He's a Wednesday fan. I still believe that. And I felt he was just the chief option by Tony Stewart. And you could see to me that Tony Stewart were open. It were a Paul Warren effect. And they were the reason I didn't want him. Nothing to do with Hamshaw. Apparently, he's a great coach. He's a good set-piece coach. So maybe it would have worked out. Obviously, it hasn't. Tom, we've obviously had what frustrates you, as you told me, what frustrates you is that you've got certain people who are prepared to slate Evans at the first opportunity, but Hamshaw, who's been worse, they can't slate him. Go on, share your thoughts on the Evans versus Hamshaw debate from the fans' point of view, because I know it's something that annoys you.
It's something I've never quite understood. So I remember when, let's not forget, right? Let's not forget. Tiny, how old are you, pal? Tiny, how old are you?
18.
You're only 18?
Yeah.
Never! Right, okay. Right, so.
Yeah, it looks 15.
So, right. What we need to remember about Steve Evans is, right, he came in and he got us up from League 2 to League 1 to the Championship. We had that fateful day at Wembley where we all know what happened. Tiny, were you at that game?
Yep, I was. And it were against all the odds, wasn't it, really?
It was against all the odds.
Yeah.
I was there as well, right?
By the way, Tom, people still didn't like him even after that, you know.
I know,
Fans
it's
didn't
incredible.
Like him.
I mean, I met Evans, ironically, was it after his first, after New York's first competitive game? Was it against Burton Albion, Bez?
Yeah, Burton Albion, yeah.
Ironically, was it 3-0, 4-0, 3-1?
3-0, yeah.
Right, so I went down the Tan Yard, which is in Wickersley, if people, and I spoke to Steve Evans that night. And I'll tell you what, the passion that he had for that club and how positive he was, and the fact that he's having a drink with the fans, he's showing messages of Alex Ferguson, right? Sir Alex Ferguson, I might add, saying, well done, Steve, great result, wish you all the best, blah, 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 right? Yes, he left us for Leeds United. But come on.
Do you blame him?
Do you blame him? Of course you don't. And yes, and believe it or not, Leeds fans, any Leeds fans listen to this, he kept them up because Leeds were on the way down. So, listen, he kept them up. And people just dislike him. But he has got credit in the bank. Success with this club. 2 promotions. Wears his heart on his sleeves, you know what I mean? Right? However, some of our fan base just disliked him. Why did they dislike him? I have no idea. And yet, this time last year, right, when we were 9 points clear of relegation, I've been speaking to my mate Rowley, right? 9 point, hounding him out. BBC Radio Sheffield hounding him out. Another podcaster hounding him out. They're all hounding him out. However, it's now become acceptable. Right now, as we are 23rd in League One, staring at the absolute pit, dungeons, there's a certain proportion of our fan base that are like, it needs time, blah, blah, whatever. And then what also concerns me is that the non-executive director of this club is saying that his philosophy is incredible, blah, 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 pro-Hammy. That's where I stand.
Well, what I would say is, I think, and look, I don't agree with this, by the way, but I think that Rotherham fans, or some Rotherham fans, don't like Steve Evans because he's got a personality, because he's loud, because he has to get like that Joyce. So Joyce, was it Joyce? I think on radio.
Yeah, Paula. Paula.
So Paula said that she didn't like Steve Evans because when they went out there, the players, and lost and didn't work hard, Steve Evans would have a go at them for it and shout at them. And she didn't like that. And she actually admitted that. She actually said that live on radio.
She did.
What I don't understand is 30 years ago, 20 years ago, that's how you motivated your players. Yeah. Every good manager would do that. Even Pep Guardiola shouts at his players. So, to me, the argument that she made there was absolutely ridiculous, to be honest with you. I think it's ridiculous. Right, he's decided to join us. For some reason, I've not invited him. He's just joined. We've got Adam. So I don't know. Can you see us, Adam? For some reason, I can't see you.
Someone's been asking me all day.
Oh, Adam's
here.
Oh,
he's now.
Hey, Adam.
Right.
Have you got the Stone Cold Steve Austin music?
Yeah. We should have put it on. Yeah, we should have put it on. So, Adam, right? So there's obviously a reason you've come on. You tell me, just explain why you're on and what you want to say. The floor is yours.
No, I just want to say thank you for KB Terrace Talk for having me on tonight. And I think we're not in that bad a situation we think we are.
What?
So we win at Doncaster. Listen, we win at home against Doncaster Saturday. We're on 34 points. We've got a game in hand. All the teams against us are away at hard teams. It's not that much doom and gloom. Phil Smith is doing a meet and greet on 12 o'clock, 12 a.m. So we're going to meet him. He's got no investment coming in. No, so anyway, more serious, yeah. So, listen, it's not all doom and gloom. If we
still been positive then.
Like we win against Doncaster, all the teams next to us are away. Bolton, Blackpool. It's not all doom and gloom. We've got to pick it up.
What happens if you lose at Doncaster, Adam? What happens then?
We call Uncle Phil for extra money.
Call Phil for extra money, right? Okay. I don't know. I do. Yeah. I was hoping the reason I wanted you. The reason I thought I'll get you on because obviously you're in love there. I thought you were going to give us something positive. I really did, and you failed miserably because there's nothing you said that I think. You know what? That's positive. I'm with you. Go on. You're going to say something, are you?
Obviously, we win Saturday. It's not all doom and gloom, is it? We're still.
Yeah, but you can say about every game, man.
With a game in hand.
Have you seen his fixtures? Bolton. We've got all top teams to play with no chance.
I mean, we'll win at Lincoln. We always win at Lincoln.
Even though away fixture.
Time is right. We always do win there, but I guarantee you will not win there this year.
Probably not.
Hey, right, let me go through some comments. I've got quite a lot of comments to get through. So, right, Danny, regarding mental health, work with a Rotherham fan, and that Friday feeling is as good as it used to be. Just because we know what's coming the day after, at least in the past when we have been rubbish, there's not been technical boxes. And Danny, that is exactly what I was trying to say. Exactly that. You know, you're right, or your friend's right, your work colleague, sorry. You know, I get to Friday and I'm like, yes, it's the game tomorrow. Can't wait for it. Look, we've got a difficult game in Doncaster or whatever it is. I can't wait. There's a chance we can win. But just like your work colleague, I regret. I don't want to go. I don't want Saturday to come. I don't want to go to sleep Friday because as soon as I go to sleep Friday, Saturday comes. And you're completely right. And like I said, it's all right me saying that it affects me, but not to an extent that I'll do something. But I guarantee there are fans out there that it does affect more than me. And they'll end up doing something, and it just really worries me. If Rotherham put all their effort into winning that game on Saturday, and they lost, I'd be like, fair enough. But I feel that the football club aren't doing that by keeping the manager, the chairman. I think the chairman's actually backed him this year. I really do in terms of players because they've brought quite a lot of players in. But with that manager, it's just like we're going in. They're chopping our legs off before we start because of how poor the manager is. So, yeah, it's a great post, and that's exactly what I was trying to get at when I started the podcast. Jordan Hugo. Hello, Jordan. Hope your English going well. It's because Phil with his multi-millions feet nailed it. I think that's from earlier on. Paul Damage, there's never been an atmosphere in the stadium apart from the first couple of seasons. It desperately needs a standing area, and we definitely need a new manager, a proper manager, not someone on the cheap again. Just with regards to the atmosphere, I actually felt there have been good atmospheres in the Championship. So, like when Neil Warnock came, we beat Middlesbrough. I thought atmosphere were brilliant. We drew with Derby 3-3. I thought atmosphere there were brilliant. So I think that's a bit harsh. The Scunthorpe playoff game, I thought the atmosphere was good as well. Obviously, we all agree with the manager. And I believe that we will get a proper manager as opposed to a coach or someone who's got no experience. Because Tony Stewart is renowned for this. Like, he'll go down a cheap option, and then after 3 or 4 managers, he does tend to pull out money, and he'll go for a Steve Evans, or he'll go for a Alan Stubbs or a Warnock or whatever. So I'm hoping we're at that stage. Adam, so negative this channel. Win Saturday week, yeah. But Adam, look, I could say that about any game. I could say if Rotherham beat Cardiff, who are the best team in the league, then we'll win promotion. But it's not going to happen because it's not going to beat Cardiff. I think that we will lose on Saturday, Adam, to Doncaster. And we're going to review the Doncaster game in a minute.
Right, so Doncaster have Elliot Lee up front. He came on loan from Wrexham. He's got 0 goals. They've got...
Yeah, Adam, what did you say about that signing? You said that was a great signing.
Yeah, I said it for...
He's a midfielder.
For a midfielder. They've got no strikers. He's playing
really
up front.
sharp.
It's like playing Jordan Hugo up front. We never scored a goal in life.
Got no strikers, but they went to Burton and won 2-1, whereas we can't. Well, why didn't we win at Burton then?
Well, we had Jordan Hugo, didn't we?
Jordan Hugo in that squad! He's still blaming Hugo in his squad!
Bez, can you bring fixtures up in middle? Can you bring fixtures up? Can you bring fixtures up in middle screen?
I don't think we've got them. Like you have to add them to the stream before.
Show me on the fixture list. We'll get 5 wins from, because I can't see one. I can't see 5 wins. I can't.
Easy.
Well, I'll go through. I'll tell you what.
Bolton.
Yeah.
No.
Luton. Stevenage.
No.
Barnsley.
No.
Reading.
I think
Steve. One of them.
We're out, mate. Listen, lads, we're out with this team. Bianchi from Man United is getting back full fitness. Benson's coming back.
Full fitness? Why? He's been injured.
No, he's not up to speed. Bianchi's coming back to League One status. We're out. We're in.
Right.
Let's get it.
Knock-off down says Gary Rowett when we were talking about managers. Unfortunately, Gary Rowett's gone to Leicester City, so that's a no-go. I'd be set on Neil Warnock's door. I think we can all agree with that. Alex Revel. So, do you agree with that one, Tiny? No. Do you agree, Revel? No. You don't think he'll come, or you don't want to?
I don't think he'd come, and I won't want him because he has too much legacy at club, and I don't think great player. But will it, like, all right, he's had Stevenage up there, fair enough. But Evans had Stevenage up there, came to us, went backwards. But can we just go back to teams around us having hard games Saturday? Northampton are playing Leyton Orient. They are both in the bottom 4. Yeah, they are both in bottom 4, so we're guaranteed to be in bottom 4 after Saturday's games, regardless. Then fixtures coming up, we're not going to pray. This week was our chance to get some wins and kick on a bit, but go on, back to comments anyway. Let's have a look at comments.
We done it was where you are now a few years ago. Ain't the mind that's the problem. I'm looking at your chairman, and Ainsley, to be fair, I was actually thinking that about. Obviously, we went to Doncaster 3 years ago. And won 5-0 or 6-0, whatever it were. I don't think it will be that level of score on Saturday, but I think you're right. I think Doncaster come as favourites. The form is decent. It's not brilliant. It's decent. I think it's 3 wins out of 5. And you're right. I do see ourselves in the same situation. Now the only difference is, and you say it's not the manager. I believe that our squad is actually quite good and is definitely good enough for the top half of this league. Now, Doncaster's squad at that time, if I remember correctly, it wasn't very good. Like, you had a lot of nobodies, whereas we've got like, exciting wonder kids in Gray, that Van Carey. We've got like Joe Powell, who's a League One team at season player. We've got Cameron Dawson, Reece James. These are what Joe Rafferty. These have all won promotion from this league in the last 3 years. So I would argue that the team is good enough. It is the manager. So, but yeah, I do get your point, and I agree we are in a similar position. What about Paul Hurst? Yeah, maybe Paul Hurst.
He just took Boston job.
You're right. He has just took Boston job, so he'll not be coming then. Yeah.
And he's won 4
by the way, was he Boston manager when they just beat Scunthorpe 6-3? Was that Paul Hurst?
He's won 5 in a row. Took him from bottom at league to mid-table.
Nice. Good. That's good. I like it. I like Paul Hurst. I want to get Warnock, never go back. I'd go for Revel. So another Revel fan here. Another Revel fan, Alex Revel. Yes,
we've got that much money now. We can get Revel as attacking coach. Why would we need Revel as a manager?
What? Who did you say, sorry?
The attacking coach in between them.
Yeah, who was attacking coach? Sorry,
we need an attacking coach.
Revel.
Oh, you're all right. You're saying keep the manager, but bring in an attacking coach as part of it.
We've got that much money now with the new investment. Why have Revel as the manager and he's bringing all these others in? Keep Hammy, keep Toggy,
Jesus
Woody,
Christ,
and get Revel in.
That's your Bush is not on.
Well, first of all, I mean, if we have got a lot of money, then fair enough. I don't think we have, but if we have, then we have. Yeah. There's no way that Alex Revel would leave a job as a manager and come to be Matt Hamshaw's attacking coach. Maybe it'll go around. Maybe Revel's a manager and Hamshaw can be big boy. That'd be a good idea. I'm only joking, Adam, before you get upset. JV, what about Bowyer? Yeah, ex-Rotherham player. I said this, and I think he'd come as well. I agree. Matt Hamshaw's been asked to rob a bank driving it with an L1 course and 2 flat tyres. Okay. Evening, lads. I'd take a bin man over this clown. Yeah. If Hamshaw is sat next to this, what about Paul Ince? Not for me, because you have been a manager for years. Tom, what about your thoughts on Paul Ince, just quickly?
Paul Ince, yeah, great player, but yeah, why not? Let's have Paul Ince.
Okay.
I've just thought of another name, Bez. Hasselbank. Hasselbank. Hasselbank, yeah.
He's England now, isn't he? What about this one here? Neil Critchley. Neil
Critchley, yeah.
I'd take him. I would. I'd take him.
I would take him as well. When I looked at the out of contract manager, this is the one that I looked at and thought he'd be a good manager.
Blackpool from this position to promotion a few years.
So is that again, Tiny?
Took Blackpool from bottom end of League One to promoted in 2 seasons.
Yeah, and they're a similar side to Rotherham. So yeah, I completely agree. Let's not get down the old ex-players and road centre road. Let's not get down the old ex-players road and centering. Let's go for Edge and Son, who's not being kept with the club, but we did appoint him to be a non-disaster. If it means pushing him about after the right man, and I completely agree with this. Like I don't want us to go down a Rotherham legend, and I agree with Tiny on this. We need someone who can come in with fresh ideas, who doesn't know the Rotherham DNA, whatever that is. So yeah, completely agree with you there, Russ. It's a joke. Russell Martin's on 12k a week. I'm on 4k.
And he's on 4. Jesus,
he's not even on 12k. He's not on anything.
He should be on £500 a week.
Yeah. Go on, Adam. What were you going to say?
No, I'll say we've got to look internal. Start the coaching, get some new coaching staff in.
No.
No.
To replace Hamshaw, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Russell Martin's married to Lucy Pinder.
I'm not Lucy Pinder. Listen.
Just on this, like, I'm not going to bother with it. Is anyone on this podcast going to meet Phil Siff on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm going to meet him for something corporate.
Meet and greet. Jeez.
Yes,
meet and greet.
Oh my God!
I'm not.
Come on
Yeah.
Dave, are you going? Sam going. I'll get you beers at
I don't know yet, Adam. I don't know, but I'll not go to this. I'll not go to this here.
I think Tom's done.
Rotherham Gaming, Piero. Go on, Adam.
Piero Viote.
Yeah, what you say, Adam? What you saying, Adam?
No, I'm saying we get an attacking coach. We'll get some new coaches. Obviously, keep on me. We're not going to get relegated.
Oh.
What?
The thing, Adam, the thing is, you're contradicting yourself because you're saying that we're not going to bring a manager in for money, and then you can bring a coach in for money.
Yourself at all. We need to get some new coaches. I'm saying attacking coach, fitness coach, set piece coach. Where's the set piece coach? How many? Like against Burton, we're 5-on-1. Where were Jules? We just need some more money into infrastructure, into Rotherham. Where were Jules on that first goal when Burton scored? Set piece.
It came down the right hand side, weren't it? How can it be Jules' fault?
Have a look where Jules were. Nowhere.
You're only blaming Jules because that was the Evans sign. That's the only reason why blaming him.
I'm not blaming him.
Yeah, where were the two centre halves?
Squad.
We just need a.
We need a manager who can manage. That's what we need. A proper manager.
We need a clean sweep. We need an attacking coach, proper.
Right, Rotherham game.
Get him in. I know Uncle Phil's got some money. Get Hasselbank in as attacking coach.
He's not going to leave England for us. He's not going to leave England.
Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, he's not going to come and work for Matt Hamshaw. I'm telling you. It'll be all the way round.
You think?
No, he's not going to go and work for a failing manager. Why would you do that? Anyway, let's move on. Rotherham Gaming, Piero, I don't know what that is. Yeah. That's why he's in the meet and greet there, to understand what they want. Who want the fans?
They don't want not to do it, fans. We ain't got to say no.
Tiny has no clue. He said, no clue, Tiny, according to Adam. Lee Bush should have never got the job. He's a puppet. Knock off Nigel. Should have been sacked after lose 8 games. Anyway, Pearson would have been sacked after 4. Yeah, agreed. Big Boy's just a muppet. Tiny's the man, lads. Tiny, you're the man there. Praise. King, but you didn't leave for Leeds, who was sacked after a win. Well, I don't think I felt, he left, I thought, because he went in asking for more money, didn't he?
And we won at Birmingham, didn't we?
They beat Cardiff. They beat Cardiff, I think.
It's Birmingham.
Well, no, they won. So they lost the first 3 games, and then they beat Birmingham and Cardiff. I don't know which way round it were. So he left
Birmingham. Birmingham, the last one, I think.
I think you're right. Yeah. So Cardiff first, then it was Birmingham. Rob Price, our league just says it all. He went to Leeds. Yeah. Tom says, at least he had a personality. I'm sure he's dull as dishwater. Yeah, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree with you more there. Couldn't motivate a flea to jump, let alone a squad of footballers. Sean, I believe it's 41 years since Doncaster last won at Rotherham. Now, that's kind of spoilt my stat a little bit because when we're going to come on to Donny, which we'll do in a minute, I was going to say that Doncaster have never won at the New York Stadium. But this goes further. So I believe it's 41 years since they last won on Rotherham home soil. And also, does anyone know the last time the Pikeys did the double overs in the season? I'm sure the big boy will create history for the wrong reasons. No confidence at all at present time. And hoping a few pre-match madness in Elliott's will soften the blow. 4-4-2 on Saturday, please. And has to start with what more than great front and be brave and drop Nombe to the bench as he looks burnt out these last few games.
Burnt out? It's not even burnt out.
Go on then. Tom, you can answer that. What are your thoughts on all this?
I want to say thanks to Sean Gennard.
Yeah.
I think, are you a first-time commenter, Sean? If so, thank you so much, my friend. Yeah. Do you know what? You've made it even like...
we know what's coming now, don't we?
I'll tell you what, Sean. Although, one thing I will say is that Madri is not great.
Interesting.
I drink out of a Madrid glass, but
yeah.
I robbed it from a.
What I would say about this, obviously, we probably agree with a lot of that, but Nombe, I actually think Nombe's really struggled. You know, a lot of fans were saying that as soon as Nombe's back, this will happen, that'll happen, and he's been quite poor. And do you know why he's been quite poor, Adam? Because he gets no service, surprisingly. Tom Smith, Adam never fails to entertain. That's how I like you on here, Tom. Yeah. Adam Davis on the wrong side of optimism stroke delusion.
Yeah. Adam's on a free transfer to New York.
Yeah, I think so.
No, not tonight.
If that's a big if, in fact, it would be a miracle. That's to you again, Adam. Whatever Adam is on, can I have a bottle?
Why do you say that?
That Middlesbrough game where we stayed up was decent atmosphere. Yeah, agreed. That's what I mentioned. Our game in hand is Bradford. We ain't winning that. Agreed. We're not winning that. They've not lost in 8 and are scoring goals, Adam. They will win 4-0 with his clown in charge. There you go. We will do double over Barnsley. I hope you're right. If that doesn't get sacked, we are down. Yeah, I agree. A gamble, but what about Reuben Sellers? Did really well at Reading and Hull. All right, Pete, what you've got?
Reuben Sellers, is that who went to Sheffield United?
Yes.
Is that a joke?
I'd take him over Hamshaw any day a week, yeah.
No.
But I suppose what I would ask is he realistic?
No.
Yeah, of course.
To be fair, that brings on to a point. I would go down foreign route.
He's not.
I was just about to say that with Tiny. I would as well, yeah.
So you two, so Tiny and P, you would look at a foreign manager, would you?
Best coaches, aren't they? Best managers, yeah.
No, we've not had one, you know.
We've never had one, really.
The youngest lads out of the group want a foreign manager. It's not happening.
I don't think
managers in world are foreign. Guardiola's, they're all foreign.
Okay.
No, I mean, for Rotherham, have we ever had a foreign manager?
No, we've never had. The only foreign manager is Danny Bagara. He's not really foreign, is it? Yeah.
We've got Phil Smith from Kimworth, and do you think he's going to go over and get for a manager? No.
I know that what I would say, it's all to Phil Smith.
Everything.
Phil Smith said in his interview
Phil Smith wants Rotherham DNA and he wants Hamshaw.
What's his DNA? I'm waiting for it.
Manager.
Phil Smith's got nothing to do with Hamshaw, Adam. I'm sure if Hamshaw gets sacked, it's nothing to do with Phil Smith, it's to do with Tony Stewart.
I'm not saying if you get sacked, I'm saying Phil Smith has an influence. If
he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
I can tell you 100%.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
Well, why did he say in his interview that he doesn't then? He said in his interview he doesn't.
Of course he does.
He's overlooking, isn't he? He's overlooking, apparently.
Mate,
he said in his interview that the manager's got nothing to do with it.
So you're taking New York Talks serious. New York Talk said, no.
All right, his interview with Radio Sheffield, not New York Talk.
Hey, do you think he's telling the truth? Everything. Of course it's not.
All right, so he does. All right, so you're now saying he does lie about things, right? Well, I'm not going to believe him anything he says.
Of course he does. Phil Smith will be in charge next season, 100%.
Phil Smith will be.
I've said that.
Yeah.
Right.
Phil Smith will be in charge. He's
depressing.
He's got to bounce for Tony. Come on, Dave. You know this. He's got to bounce for Tony for now. He's not going to say this and that. You know this.
I agree with Adam there, actually. Yeah. Sorry, I agree. I think. I agree with Adam.
Everyone knows, Dave. Come on.
Phil Smith is going to take over because he's everywhere.
Wait, stop, Adam. So, Pete, what do you agree with Adam?
I agree with Adam. Phil Smith will take over because he's everywhere at me, isn't he? I think he will take over at some point.
I haven't denied that once, though. I don't know why.
I think it's coming. Yeah.
Right. Okay. But do you think Hamshaw will be manager next year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, will be.
I hope not.
100%.
You think? Yeah. What do you think, Tom?
I know it. 100%. I know it now. I know it. 100%.
In the answer to that question, obviously Phil Smith pimped himself out last sort of 10 days or so to certainly BBC Radio Sheffield, the Rotherham Advertiser, and another podcast.
Yeah, but you're not. Sorry, Tom.
Go on, Tom. Carry on.
So what I'm saying is, I think, as somebody said, a guy called Rowley on BBC Radio Sheffield this evening was saying that he's pimped himself out. He's made a rod for his own back, and they made it really quite impossible for him to be sacked.
A week later.
Yeah, effectively. So I'm in the camp that Phil Smith, I don't think it'll just be Phil Smith. I think Phil Smith will have backers and he's going to come in and he will take over the club. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. Do I want Phil Smith? No, I think his judgment is awful. Absolutely awful. I think him wanting to be on Radio Sheffield, going on The Advertiser, going on Loose Women, that's what I'll call it, right? I think was really bad judgment. Should have stayed in the background because now he has to stick with the manager. So, listen, I think we're in a huge amount of trouble here, sadly.
So you think Hamshaw will be the manager then?
Yeah, of course he will.
Yeah, I do.
Good luck with getting bums on the seat next season. Though.
I'm going to say I don't think I'd renew my ticket if you were.
Yeah, there'll be loads.
Miller's like that. I disagree that most of our squad are top level. I think. Look, listen, we signed a lot of pros who are towards the end of their career, such as James Dawson on high wage, and obviously it hasn't helped get Warnock in. I look, you are right, Neil Sadai. Those are at the end of their career, but they still won promotion the last 2 years, so they could have done it again with the right setup and the right manager. That's what I felt anyway. And also, you'd argue that what Hamshaw and the club have done this year is sprinkled that experience with youth. So it also means I'd say our squad is quite balanced in terms of having experienced and youth at the minute. That's what I'd say anyway. Paul Ramage, if you have a coach for every position, what's the point of having a manager? They only ever use
a coach for every position, Phil. We don't have an attacking coach.
Rotherham, he's saying to you, Adam, like, why would we employ all these coaches? Like, what? Then why would you have a manager? That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying to him, he's saying if you have a coach, we don't have a coach for every position.
I know, but you want a coach for every position. That's what he's saying. So he's saying that you're saying get Hamshaw a coach for this, and this. And then what he says, if you did that, why do you need Hamshaw?
Misunderstood. He's saying if you have a coach for every position, what's the point in having a manager? They don't have to have a manager and assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we'll move on, and then we'll move on. It's all right. Why is nobody questioning why you've had a long list of injuries over recent years? We had that in our relegation season. We sat physio, and to the surprise, we had an empty treatment room. Ainsley, to be fair, us on here have been questioning it, but getting information out of the football club is literally trying to get blood out of a stone. It just doesn't happen. And when people do leak information, like our king, Mr. King Bush, he just gets a lot of stick for it from Rotherham fans. So, the answer, I don't know why we're getting injuries, and I don't think we'll ever find out. We think that we have a sports science guy who is the issue. So maybe when he leaves, it might improve then. I don't know.
Well, it's gone downhill with injuries since it's quite a random one, this, but that guy we had, he was physio for years. He was physio for about 6 years. And
Dennis Circuit.
He was lovely, Dennis.
He went to Wolves. He got an eye move, and he's their physio now, I believe. I think his name was
maybe somebody else then.
It is someone else, Steve Bruce, not for me, but possibly.
Out for me.
We need attacking football, wing play, something that gets the fans off their seats. Noise is lacking at New York, and so exciting plays like that's happening. Adam, instead of some coaching staff, what about some new facilities?
Adam, instead of.
Well, I suppose new facilities come with it. It comes with
Right, so
money.
the issue is a coaching staff
Adam, 1 minute.
10 grand a week.
Adam, 1 minute, Adam.
Facilities like 2 million.
Adam, I'll step out of the twilight zone for a second and I'll speak. So, listen.
Why is everybody going to me? Let's have a bash at this. Come on.
Go on, Tom.
Go on, Tom.
New facilities require money, don't they, and investment and all that kind of good stuff. What I am absolutely bemused this time last year we were 9 points out of the relegation zone, currently 23rd in League One, and there's a section of our fans that I actually don't care about them because they're the idiots that would follow us in playing Parkgate in non-league times 12 south, north even, whatever. So, listen, I think be here now. In the now, we need to stay in this league. If we go down, massive issues. So, look, I think we all need to come together as a fan base and get on with each other and agree that, listen, we are heading for an absolute disaster. It's a kamikaze pilot flying us into a ship, right, in Hawaii, right? So, listen, let's get together. Utter nonsense. The fact that we're just accepting League Two football.
Yeah. Adam's gone. I don't know where he's gone, but he's gone. So, Tom Smith, we already know Ainsley. We have Ross and Matt making the players do SAS course every day before they can practice. Yeah, that's probably your answer there, Ainsley. All coaches he wants at the club, we need 3 dugouts. Yeah, agreed. Has Adam been on the bong? I think he has, yeah. Revel has to thank us coaches, like asking Gordon Ramsay to come to assist me making a list. I'm sure Rousey with his laughing. And I just want to touch on this actually. And I was talking to Pete actually before we went live. And one thing, to be fair to Hamshaw, I actually don't think he can help it, but he has a constant smirk on his face and it really winds you. And now, Tom, I think you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago as well, but it really winds me up, to be honest with you. But I actually think he can't help it. Another reason to get rid of him. Tom Smith, had Danny Rolling off for him his first role. Lots of great German coaches, but I'm sure back to kit washing, yeah. And that's what, to be fair, Tiny and Pete have kind of said. Hamid the J-ball there, yeah. Right, that's all the comments. Right, we've overrun a little bit, but I do want to quickly just preview Donny. We'll do it as quick as we can. So, first of all, they've never won at New York Stadium, ever. As that commenter said, they've not won, obviously, at Rotherham for 41 years, it sound of it. They're 18th at the minute, 2 points outside at bottom, 5 points above Rotherham, but they have played a game more. So if we can beat them and win our game, now we go above them. They've scored 34 goals, which is joint 17th, so not great. They've actually conceded 50 goals, which is the second worst, or joint second worst in the league. So they do concede a lot. They've won 3 and lost 2 at last 5, including beating Burton away, which we could do. The top goal scorer is a midfielder, Owen Bailey. A bit like Lee Freckington, I think, this lad. So we'll have to watch out for him. He's got 11 goals. And their star man, apparently, is Lee Molyneux, a small winger. You're sorry?
We tried to sign him, but they beat us.
Right, okay.
Yeah. This were a few years back now.
Yeah.
We're talking 3
years. Tiny, I'm going to start with you. First question is, I assume you're going to the game on Saturday. And number 2, what are your thoughts on the game? Do you think we'll win? Do you think they'll win? What is your thoughts on the game against Doncaster?
It's a tough one to call. There's so many, there's things that swing in our favour and swing out of it. We've got that record, but as we've seen as Sens this season, records mean nothing. We won at Barnsley. But to be fair, yeah, I can't see us winning this game. So you know what? I'm going to go Miller's 0, Pike is 1. And I think it will be that man, Luke Molyneux, to score at the New York.
Oh, dear. Pete, what are your thoughts on Saturday? You're not going, you said. I assume you'll watch the game. I think it's on Sky, isn't it? So
if I'm up, mate, I'll watch it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
If Hamshaw does his team talk, right, I know it's Hamshaw, he should be saying crowd on the back at Burton's, taking piss basically out of players. That should be input into his team talk, and they should come out all guns blazing and blow Donny off park. But we're not going to, are we? We'll get turned over, and I think we'll lose 2-1.
2-1, okay.
Sorry.
I mean, this is going to be amazing, because on this podcast, even though we've been in poor form, I think we've never had a clean sweep of defeat. So, Tom, it's down to you. What are your thoughts and what's your score prediction?
Right, so South Yorkshire derby, playing against Doncaster, not beat us our gaff in 41 years, 42 years. We're down on his luck. We've got a manager who's inept. We've got players that get hurt by chanting and can't perform. And we've got no system, we've got no style, and we are scared at our own gaff. Bez, I'm not going to give you it. I'm going to go Rotherham United 2, Doncaster 1.
It's a good job we don't do a prediction league, because you'd be at the bottom, Tom, with literally 2 points all season. Oh, God. Okay. I like your positivity anyway. You and Adam are alike. Very similar views, aren't you?
What about you, Bez? What you win for, Bez?
Yeah, so Doncaster are going to bring, 2,500 fans. It does remind me of the reverse game that we had 3 years ago, where we did go to Donny and win 5-0 or whatever it were. I don't think it'll be that much. I'm actually going to play it safe. I'm going to go for a draw. I think you're right, Pete, in what you say. I think Hamshaw can use what happened on Tuesday to his advantage. I also think he's under pressure. And when he's been under pressure before, where we've said, if you don't win this, you get sacked, he does tend to get a result, like the Oldham game, for example. So I'm going to go for a draw 1-1. Okay. Right, let me read some comments, and then we'll probably leave it there. Donny will white play with Molyneux and Adelican. Yeah, that's an interesting one. We've got Adelican who comes back to Rotherham. Obviously, he played for Rotherham for a little bit. Have good fullbacks who like to get forward. They will win 4-0. Bloody hell.
I said, put wide players there. What do we get? It's wide players. We fall apart, don't
exactly. That's what's worrying. Yeah, that's what's worrying. Wayne Hill, Rotherham will win. I hope you're right, Wayne. Just can't see it. Donny will whack the floor. You'll remember Jerville in charge. Them two will kill us out wide, Tom. Yeah, as Tom said. Wayne's been for a 2-0 win. Sean's been for a 3-0 win. Wayne said we've got to win this. Yeah. Rather watch clearly. Donny will be right up for it. We need to on it from minute 1. Yeah, completely agree with that, Jordan. Knock off Nigel, boring, 0-0.
Won't shock me.
Okay.
Well, I want to take issue with something there, right?
Go on.
Issue with something there. I'd rather watch curling. Have you seen that Italian team, the curling team? Absolute 10 out of 10s, them birds. Honestly, I watched it. I was like, wow, what good-looking women they are. So, yes, I would rather watch the curling.
Yeah. So you would rather watch curling? Is that what you're saying?
I honestly, I'd watch the curling all day. Honestly, you know, that lot in Lycra.
Fair enough. Great Britain gold medal match. So yeah, I know they were in the semi-finals, weren't they, earlier, the men's? So I assume
are the men's in the
they were. Yeah, it was earlier. Yeah, yeah. 200 attack and midfield plus 3-1 Doncaster. Right. We've come to the end of the show. Before I do finish, obviously I did touch on mental health. I just want to say, if there's anyone out there like who is struggling, just make sure you speak to someone, a friend, your mum or dad, brother, sister, whoever it might be. Just make sure you do speak to someone, because I know how hard it is. I'm sorry, but watching Rotherham, I can't see it getting any better anytime soon. Even if we lost on Saturday, I have a feeling he'll still be manager. I think some lads have said that what Phil Smith has said in the media about Hamshaw, it would look really strange if he then went and got sacked. So I do think that's what he said in the media has stopped him from being sacked, to be honest, unfortunately. So so just make sure, bottom line is make sure you do speak to someone if you are struggling.
DM's open for anyone.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Don't forget to obviously subscribe and like and share the podcast and all of that. We will be back on, there's a show tomorrow, which will be a Premier League fantasy show all about fantasy football. There'll be a live reaction on Saturday. Now, I imagine, Tom, the live reaction will be earlier, will be an earlier kickoff. So you're probably looking at, 3 o'clock-ish around there. So make sure you look out for that.
One would imagine. And hopefully the live reaction is
positive.
Myself and Leroy having champagne.
Hopefully, yeah. So that's on Saturday. We'll then have our Sunday show, which is Tom's new show. It's a bit like a radio show, so anyone's welcome to join. Turbo Talk. There we go. Everyone's welcome to join. I think I'm right, Tom, in saying that you have to show your face. Is that right?
No, actually, not necessarily. No. If you want to call in and say what you want to say, I'll listen to it. And there you
go. So if you want to call in and give Lieber some stick, that's the show to do it on, and Tom will listen to you. Won't you, Tom? Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Will your mate Rolly be on again?
Yeah.
From BBC Radio. What a
Rolly?
Rolly, is he on?
Rolly.
Yeah. No idea Rolly is, tiny old boy.
And then on Monday we will have our normal Miller's Monday show, which is hosted by yours faithfully, Mr. Lee Bush. That's it. As I said, please like, subscribe, and all that. Do we say up the Villas? I don't really know. We don't really want to, do we? I suppose we have to. So it's up the Millers. Hopefully we get a win on Saturday. And see you after that. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers,
Thank you.
Love you.